Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let's check. Let's just jump over there. Do 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 do. Can you hear me now? Okay, so let's start over again then. Welcome everyone. It's the Angriest man in Orlando. Angry again because of the audio. Thanks, Rumble. So, like I was saying, um, this Thanksgiving, there was no show for Two Men in a Room. Our schedules are a little conflicting. We were not able to put out an episode. So we are gonna do one not this Thursday, next Thursday. This Thursday, we are actually going to be at an event together, and we will not be able to do it. Thursday, December 12th, Two Men in a Room will return live, and you'll be able to see us then. So just rewatch a couple of the episodes, and especially the Thanksgiving episode from last year. It'll be okay. So I do apologize about that. Apologize about the audio. It's a little shaky right now. As you can see, I'm not in my normal setup. Thanksgiving happened. We had to move around a bunch of stuff. So getting in the full desk next week. So should be back to normal next week. So we're going from there. Thank you, Mara Jade, for the confirmation on can hearing. Okay. So let's start up the show again and let's roll with this because it is now 6:05 p.m. in San Diego, California. Thank you for watching. If you're watching out there in the mountain time, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Central Time, it's prime time. It's 8:05 p.m. Thank you, Little Rock, Arkansas. Anyone out there watching, feel free to throw your comments in. And on the Eastern Time Zone at 9:05 p.m. How's everybody in New Bedford, Massachusetts doing? How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. So let's get into the show. All right. So topics are the usual tonight, and we got a good one. We had some stuff happen today and over the weekend that we're going to talk about and explain so that you fine folks at home get an explanation of what's going on in the world. So we'll start off with this morning. If you haven't heard, you're probably hearing this for the first time. The country of South Korea actually implemented martial law at a Tuesday night, their time. Now, as I'm telling you this story, I'm going to be going their local time so that it doesn't conflate with our local time. So bear with me as I go through this story. So what happened was the president of South Korea implemented martial law Tuesday night. He said that several state officials were actually sympathizing with the North Korean regime and were essentially operating as constituents of them and trying to stop the government from proceeding with stuff. So they were basically saying there were several operatives in the government who were trying to do things that the North Korean government would want them to do to stop the South Korean government from proceeding with stuff. This did not take very well to anybody. So a lot of people were sleeping. They kind of woke up to the news. Didn't really know what was going on. So all throughout the night there, daytime here, Government buildings were shut down. People were not able to enter them. People were not able to enter their essential Congress building over there. It's called something else, but to explain it that way, I'm going to refer to it as that. Um, Basically, government was shut down and the military was put in as a police force to kind of hold down the state, we'll say. So, obviously, the government did come together, parliament, and voted to basically undo the martial law. And by their, we'll call constitution that they have, the president is then supposed to follow the government orders and essentially roll it back, which is what it looks like he did basically in the morning, Wednesday morning for their time. So a lot of things got messed up. So what got messed up and why do you care about this? Okay, well, a lot of companies you probably deal with during the day have ties to South Korea. If you're running your Samsung phone, that's a South Korean company. If you're driving your Hyundai Kia Genesis, that's a South Korean company. If you're dealing with telecommunications, the steel companies of South Korea may have had something to do with that stuff. So essentially, their whole system kind of grinded to a halt because nobody quite knew what the government was doing or not doing or able to do, if people were even going to be able to communicate and deal with any of these entities in South Korea. So the stock market did take a dip. They were even unsure whether to open it on Wednesday morning their time. So they were able to do it. Some of the losses are getting caught back in. So this was actually a good primetime move. If you know money people, they made a little bit today. We'll just say a little bit. So the stock index dipped, which was what we could buy over here. And then it came back up. And it's slowly erasing the losses because we are realizing, okay, we could still deal with the companies there. The government's coming back to some normalcy. So pump the brakes. The sky is not falling yet. And I think it's more of just an argument more than anything. I don't think there's a civil war over there. I don't think this is a, collapse of the government. There's no one who's going to actually go and take over. I think you're pretty much just seeing a real-time argument between the parliament and president, and they'll hopefully try to figure it out. We don't need any more instability over in that part of the world, but we'll closely monitor that and see how things go. And hopefully they can get back on their feet. These are the holidays, a lot of people start taking vacations, slow down. Work is not very productive during this time. So to take a stock hit just because of a governmental argument, a lot of these companies are not going to be pleased. And anyone who's dealing in these type of companies and dealing with these businesses was not too pleased today either. So that's what's going on in South Korea. They're essentially about a 12-hour difference from where we are. So it's about, I want to say roughly about 9 a.m. over there. So whenever you're sleeping, they're working. They're sleeping, you're working. That's how the world works. It looks like it is a sphere, and it's not flat. Sorry, kids. That's just how things go. So, what else is going on in politics? Well, over the weekend, he did it. No, not that he. The other he. Joe Biden. Joe Biden pardoned his son of any crimes from 2014 on. Basically, a 10-year pardon of anything that this guy did. And the big thing is he basically said he was not going to do this through the whole campaign. And the campaign has run its course. The election is over. And now he essentially, kind of out of the blue, dropped it that he had pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. So if you need to know all the stuff he's done, just Google Hunter Biden. There's so much. I've posted some on my own Twitter, so you can check that out. If it's still up, they may have taken it down. But needless to say, this is just basically a kid who got everything he wanted and was never appreciative of it. So he did a lot of stupid stuff, just like everybody else. But the pardon is what the problem is. So a lot of people are now saying it sets a bad precedent. Can you, as a president, now simply just pardon your kids for stuff or pardon your family for stuff? Has it been done in the past? Sure, it has. Donald Trump actually pardoned his son in law's father. And Bill Clinton actually pardoned his brother Roger. So it's been done before with, family pardons and stuff like that. But usually they'll have done some jail time or some type of punishment for what had happened. And then the pardon comes out. This circumstance is he was never actually even sentenced. He got the guilty conviction, but was never sentenced. And by pardoning, it kind of doesn't completely close the case, but you're basically taken off of it. And President-elect Trump, has the same circumstances with the case in New York. So they have filed a motion to try to get it dismissed based on the grounds that, you now have a precedent of somebody getting pardoned when they've already been found guilty, but have never been sentenced. So same circumstance. So we'll see how it goes with that appeal. But the real story is should he have pardoned his son like that? It's it's questionable, but here's the thinking I'll give you this. Okay. So let's rewind a little to the beginning of the spring. Joe Biden's the Democratic candidate. He's going through the campaign. He's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. His people are telling him it's in the bag. You're going to win a second term. Let's go. Let's get it. Okay. Now you get up to the summer. The first debate happens. And now it doesn't look like Joe can even win this thing. So Democratic people in charge come to him, say, hey, we're going to have you step down and put somebody else in. I feel, I'm going to say this, it's only my opinion. I feel they worked a deal with him to take care of the family. Maybe not completely, but they take care of the family and they kind of, just let him off. Maybe they're happy with the deal. Maybe they weren't, but they were getting pushed out anyway. Kamala was coming in. Kamala comes in. They find out she's even worse. She cannot win. And so now you've got the point where you've given them the deal. Kamala doesn't win. So now you're going to have no power. You're getting kicked out. So, and now I feel this is just head of the family, Jill Biden speaking now. She decides to say, hell, if we're getting kicked out of the house, let's drag some dog crap over the carpet as we leave. And this is the dog crap portion of it. This is not the only thing. I mean, the whole, let Ukraine use missiles and landmines in the war. That comment was a bit of the dog crap running through the carpet. But this is really that, hey, F you, I'm out. They don't care. They're done with politics. They know they're not going to do anything else in it. You've got less than 50 days till the inauguration. They're going to do what they feel like doing or what they think they need to do. So this is a FU to the establishment. It's an FU to anyone who thought they knew who they were, because we all knew Joe lied. Joe's been lying for years. We've got tapes as far back as the 80s where Joe was lying about stuff. So it's not a surprise to people who were paying attention. People who knew what was going on knew he's going to pull something. So it's not a surprise, but it's just the way it was handled. Now, I've heard this crazy conspiracy theory, which I'll say could have been right, is they saw who's coming in on the new regime, Kash Patel, and said, damn, we got to get Hunter out of here. We got to like clear everything so nobody gets pulled into this thing. Because if Hunter really gets pulled in for the Ukraine money laundering and all the other stuff, it's not that hard, from what I've heard and seen in documents, to link Joe's brother, a couple other people in the family, that they all knew about it and were all receiving funds on it. It's not hard. It's just nobody was ever prosecuting for it. So I think they pulled the trigger, tried to get the family out of everything. That way, it saves them. Another thing to add to that was they may have pulled the trigger on this because they thought Trump was going to pardon him. Here's the theory. Trump wants to get back at the media. So here's what he does. He pardons Hunter Biden and the January 6th conspirators who are in jail on the same day. Both of them pardoned, full pardon, same day. It leaves the media in hysteria because how do you write the story? Oh, Trump pardons January 6thers. He's aiding and abetting the insurrection. But he also pardoned Hunter Biden. So do you write the story then as he's a uniter, he's stepping across the aisle, and he's trying to get Hunter Biden out of a situation he was in? But now you get the January 6thers you got to write about too. So I think it would have really set off, especially with the talk shows and the talk networks, it would have set off a little bit of a hysteria of how do you deal with all that all at once? So they're trying to take a shot at the Trump administration, but in reality, it kind of just bites them in the butt because now they look like fools. But to anyone who is paying attention, you know they're gonna pull this BS till the very end. I mean, I'm gonna go on a conspiracy here. Don't be surprised if come January 6th of next year, you don't see some weird stuff happening. You don't see some kookiness, some stories being put out. Just saying. Just saying. Be careful on that. But the surprise was, well, he said he wasn't going to do it, but he did it. Not much of a surprise, people. Come on. We're all paying attention here. I still don't understand how Democrats are Democrats anymore. I'm really shocked there wasn't a mass exodus of people out of this party. The party basically told you, we're going to pick who we want, we're going to do what we want, and you're going to like it. And then didn't win the election. Didn't win the election to keep on doing what you're doing. So yeah, there's a movement going on. There's people changing minds, changing ways of doing stuff. It's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. Things are changing. I don't know if they're changing back, but they're changing. So just as I always say, pay attention to this stuff. Pay attention. All right, we move into the economy. What's going on with the economy? So Jaguar Cars had a wonderful ad out last week. I'm sure a lot of people saw it because it was everywhere. And a lot of controversy behind it. Nobody quite knew what it was. There wasn't an actual car in the ad to show you what they were trying to do. And they basically just said, we're not copying anything, and proceeded to copy every DEI candidate that ever walked through a building. Okay, it's an ad. I have a show, I do advertising. I know you need to have people watching it. So I did I did kind of join the group who were just saying it's there for you to look at them. How many people went on to jaguar.com, jaguarcars.com, jaguarukcars.com, and actually started looking at the company again, saying, "Oh, what's going on? What are they doing? How are they doing it?" So, good ad. I think it was a good ad. It got people staring at it, looking at it, observing what's going on until the renderings of the car came out. I don't think they were supposed to be out. They said they were leaks. And let's see if I can get a screenshot for you. Uh, let's see. Oh, that'll work just nicely. So the new car, the rendering came out. And I got to say, I'm a car guy. There it is. I'm a car guy, Chevy guy myself, driving a different make. We'll talk about that at a different time. But I love cars. I love classic cars. I love new cars. I love the new technology. I love classic lines, big stuff. I'm a big guy myself. I like a big car. But looking at this, an electric concept car that basically looks like a shoehorn is not the exciting concept everyone was waiting for. They showed it in pink initially and then had a blue to add to it. And let's just see, can I get a view of the back of it? Give me just a sec. Okay, so there's a better view of it. This is all electric, so it doesn't need a grill or anything for the front of it. And let's get this, because this shows the back of it. Okay, can we get this? No. Yes. No, maybe. Having a little trouble here. But I don't know if you can see on your screen. Let me see if I can get the back for it. Think we got it. So that's basically the back of it right there. The blue car that you see on your right side of the screen. Not exactly classic looking. And some people even said a Barbie fun car, which I guess it could be in the pink design. Yeah. I don't think this is the new direction of Jaguar. I think this is an experimental prototype they're putting out there. If it's going to be over 100 grand, no one's going to buy it. Nobody's buying any electric stuff over 40 grand, basically. Your Tesla Model 3s are about 35 with the EV credit. Your Chevy Bolts are about 35. Your Nissan Leafs are about 30. That's the only stuff that's really selling right now. Ford Lightnings are not selling. Tesla Model S's are not selling. Lucid Airs are selling very, very light. The Rivian electric trucks are so-so at best. So nothing over 40 grand is selling in the EV field. So if this is the best you got right now, I think you might want to pause for another year, come back, and see what you can do. It might be better. I don't know. We've got a subjective opinion here. Mary Jade says if I had 100,000 pounds, I would not buy that. I wouldn't buy it either. I mean, it's electric is just not going anywhere right now. With President-elect Trump coming in, they believe the cafe standards are going to be rolled back. No, I think sorry, let me pin that comment so you know what I'm talking about. I think it's British pounds because the Brexit, I think, took it back to British pounds. I don't think it's euros over there. I s- I stand corrected if I'm wrong. Anyone from England wants to throw in there, but I think it is British pounds. Proper money there. So, yeah, you've got this as your concept. Certainly does not look like a classic Jaguar in any way. Doesn't really have a new look. This is more a future 1980s look, like Back to the Future kind of styling car. So, now, throw it out again. Maybe this is just to get people talking about Jaguar. They've got me putting it up on the site here. So maybe this is another good ploy from Jaguar to say, look at me, look at me. But you better be delivering something amazing, 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 amazing. If you're gonna put stuff out like that, because it's a setup for I'm getting you the greatest present you're gonna ever love, and then you get them a can opener. So, yeah, it's not pleasant. If you have any Jaguar Land Rover stock, probably sell, get rid of it for now until we see something better that can go with it. Like I said last week or the week before, I think a great buy is Target. I think Target is doing really well with their sales. They're doing offers for their Target Circle members that are really good. And even though their numbers are going to be like crazy this holiday season, I think they're going to be in the better than expected field, which should push the stock back up. I think it'll be a good one. Another surprise stock, if people want to look into this, and I know it is an electric vehicle, is actually Damon Motorcycles, Damon, Damon Motorcycles. It's a Canadian company. I've been following them for a few years now. They're coming up with a very exciting bike. Has looks, has technology, has things that riders are asking for, and has the speed to it. So with a motorcycle, you're not going to get, crazy miles on it anyway. It's basically to take out back roads, do some highway riding, and go put away in your garage, and it's a weekend thing. So it's something that is doesn't need the 250 miles to the charge. It just needs to feel right, feel good, and go fast. And this bike does it. You can check them out. Their stock is hovering around about 82 cents, but I think once they're through pre-production, they're in testing, and I believe they'll have the full production version bike by the end of next year, 25, and then should be out hopefully by the end of 25. And I think it's a good buy. I think they could be a $35 to $40 stock once they're fully in production and selling. So this is a on the basement floor stock. If you want to jump in it, take a look, see what you think, and go from there. Again, I'm not a stock analyst or anything. I just pay attention to stuff. I watch the numbers, kids. So that's a couple stock tips for you for the economy field. Okay. So now we jump into our favorite part of the night, favorite is how's the modern world with dating. So I got two things on this. I'm gonna go through and we'll break each one down. I'll tell you why I'm bringing them up and how it applies to like your world, my world, and our world. So the first thing is called Five Hearts Under One Roof. And I know what you're saying. What is it? Because I've never heard of it before. A lot of people haven't. This is more for the video game segment. So, if your nephew's a gamer, if your son's a gamer, if you know some gamers, uh, you can ask them about it. I'm sure they've heard about it. This has actually been going pretty popular. It's gonna be pretty popular game. I think once more word gets out, but definitely the hardcore gamers are on it right now. So let's bring it up here. It's called Five Hearts Under One Roof. It is based on an Asian demographic. Let's see if I have the Wikipedia version of it, but I do not. Okay, so I'll leave that up there. So what it entails is do you ever remember those books where you could read a little bit and then pick an option of, I stay in the room and I see what lies behind the curtain, or I go outside and I see what's in the garden. So it's kind of that book, a choose your own adventure book, put into a video game, put into a teenage boy's dream. So there's these five females. They're all in this house, and you get to interact with each one of them to find out why they're in the house, what they know, and how you can make one of them your girlfriend. And there is a happily ever after ending in one of the scenarios. And the other ones, you kind of just bounce around talking to them and figuring out little mysteries about them and clues and stuff. And it's, yes, centered towards teenage boys, probably hits a lot with the 20 and 30-year-old boys too, who don't get out too much. So the boys in their basement, living with their mom, eating Cheetos, they're gonna love this game. They're gonna love it. But it's all out of goodness right there. Let's get to the hard part about it. I don't think it's building any social skills. Okay. This is not the pickup artist game. This is not, how to be a player game. This is just a mystery game, and you get to interact with women that look fairly hot Asian women. And you get to just kind of have an interaction you wouldn't normally have, you know, even if you were to go to like a anime cafe or something, you may or may not meet these women, and you may or probably not talk to them. You probably sit there, watch, see what's going on, maybe hear what they're saying, think of a line, can't figure out the line. You leave the place 20 minutes later. Oh shit, I had a line I could have said to her. Yeah, that's the type of guys that are playing these right now. And also the guys who hate women. They're going to pick this up. They're going to say, hey, it's a lot easier just talking to these women and dealing with them than actually dealing with real women. Is it tough? Yeah, it's tough, but everything's tough. I mean, put your shoes on and go to work is a tough thing to do every day, but you go and you try it. And so games like these, I think, are going to kind of stunt and hinder the ones who like really get into it and think it's like real. Obviously, that's not everyone. I've seen a couple of the gamers that have been playing it. They understand it's fun. It's a joke, I'm hitting on your mom kind of deal, it's fun, it's kind of kooky, it's something to play to pass the time. It's just eye candy for them. Oh my god, she's so cute. I just get to watch it. So, but again, it's the internet. It's OnlyFans, it's Facebook, it's keeping you online longer so you're not interacting with other people. That's all it is. I'm not sure if there is a money portion, but you're basically buying the game, so you are spending money for that. And I've never actually played it, but from what I've seen the game players playing it, it's it's a fun jokey game. If you look at it like that, you're okay. But to the guys who are going to get seriously like invested into this, you're a hop, skip, and a jump from the electric AI version of a woman, which is coming. Which is coming. There is a Vegas company that is doing this. Talked about it a couple weeks ago. Go check that out. They're coming along very, very well. And the Chinese actually have a machine. I'm going to try not to get too graphic on this because I'm on YouTube. It's set up with some plastics and some molds and some mechanisms, which is there to help men produce semen. So it kind of emulates how a woman is and what a woman does for you. So the machines and the technology is there. Yes, there is an actual scientific reason for it. Here's the reason. Birth rates are going down in China, among other countries out there. So a lot of guys there are, you know, shy. They've never been with a woman because they had a one male policy during the 80s. So a lot more men to women, a lot of men never talk to women. So they're very shy around other women, nurses, all that. So they don't want to just go watch a corn, whatever, YouTube, sorry. Get a magazine and just make your semen right there. No, they've actually developed a machine which simulates it and gets it out quicker and helps them along better. And so it's technology. So yeah, sorry to say, you're a hop, skip, and a jump from an AI girlfriend. And the way it's going right now, it's getting damn near close to like real. So sorry, ladies, you might want to like be a little nicer to your guys. Just putting it out there. Unless, and I haven't looked it up myself. They get a robotic Joe or something. And then there you go. I did hear Kim Kardashian was with a Tesla robot the other day. So I'm just saying. We're gonna have AI mates before you know it. So be prepared for that. But yes, 5 hearts under one roof. I give it a 2-star rating. It's seems like a fun game if you're into choose your own adventure stuff, but it's really gonna ruin a bunch of guys. So yeah, there's the culture of dating. It's just basically playing a video game now. It's all just a game. That's all it is. And then something else that I want to touch on, and I want to try not to go too long, so let me kind of jump into this. Okay, so this is a local story, and it's one of the local personalities that's on YouTube. So if you're into the Central Florida YouTube scene, there's a lot of people on there. I'm on there. So, I'm part of the scene. So I pay attention to everybody else, see what they're doing, where they're at, how they're doing stuff. And one of those people that I watch is, let's see if I share this. Guy named Adam the Woo. Okay, and there's his smiling face. Adam the Woo, internet personality, lives in Celebration, Florida, and nothing I'm saying about him is not personally put out on his channel or talked about by him, with the exception of this one thing I'm going to talk about him about. So, Mr. Wu, he's about 50 years old, which he's put that out there. Lives in Celebration, big on Disney, videos his life every day. literally, 7 days a week. There's a video out, usually in the morning, showing what he does every day. So he has now built up enough subscribers and followers. He's a bit of a pseudo celebrity for YouTube. I would say celebrity for Central Florida. People have run into him and, you know, lost their minds in some cases. You know, I saw him at a Target one time. I said hi. He didn't say hi back, but it's understandable. So he does get noticed, he does get seen about and all that stuff. And so the controversy that happened just over the weekend, and let's see if I can get it. Pull me back up here. There we go. Was he was at Disney World as usual, and there's not a lot too much known about his private life other than he doesn't seem to have too much of one. He seems to be, it's him, it's his friends, you know, and that's kind of it. Which is okay. If you're busy making these videos and you're doing this stuff, you'll always have time for a social life. When you become a celebrity like he is, um, in the Central Florida area, you have a lot of people that come in from around the country and around the world. So you're going to run into all types of people, and you may not want to meet all types of them. You may want to meet some of them. So it's very hard though being a celebrity and doing that because you don't know who's there for you and who's not there for you. So he's been seen with women over the years. Some stay, some go on to do their own show, some just disappear. But it was thing that happened this weekend that seems to have ticked him off mostly in the sense that he was seen with a woman at Disney. And there we go. He was actually photographed by somebody else. And here's where the controversy starts. If you're a celebrity and you're out walking around, even myself, you may run into somebody who's wanting to film you, wanting to say hi, wanting to have a whole conversation with you. And, most celebrities, depending on where they are, will gladly say hi, gladly shake your hand. Let's take a photo. Do you want an autograph? Do you want to have a little conversation about something, depending on how much time they have and everything? So, other celebrities simply don't. They simply try to live their private life. They try to do things and get through stuff, and it's not always convenient for them. So you have a difference between being private and being public. Adam has been public for about 13 years now or so, officially. And so he he puts out stuff, which is fine. But when somebody else puts out stuff of you and you go and you criticize them for doing it, that's when I have the issue with it. Now, if you become a celebrity, there's a different set of rules that you're playing with. You you become a public figure, much like a mayor or a congressman or a senator or anyone who's in the public eye. Anyone who has to deal with cameras and dealing with, public domain, you're in the public eye. I myself am in the public eye. I do this show. I'm sure people who may see me out and about may want to say something to me, may want to, shake my hand or punch me in the face. One of the two. So I understand that once you get into this public eye, you're held to a different set of rules than everybody else. If you ever don't want to be held to a set of rules, you simply go back and be private. You know, you stop the show, get a job. Before you know it, everyone's forgotten. and you just move on. So he's there at Disney World and he's walking with a female companion, we'll call. And several people noticed he was there, took photos of him, decided to post them up and say, "Hey, we saw Adam. He was at Hollywood Studios. He's with this girl. Anyone know who she is?" And controversy number 2 showed up. So the girl was known as number 1, looking very young. As I said earlier, he is 50, and a lot of people thought she looked around the age of 20 or so. So some people had a problem with the age difference. I don't have a problem with that as long as she's 18. If she likes him and she wants to hang out with him, that's cool. Whatever. I did think, yeah, she just dressed really young. I I I could not confirm that she was in young 20s, but a lot of people that did see it, and I talked to a few people. I said, "Look at this." And they said, "Yeah, she looks rather young." So she's dressing rather young. She's got pigtails. She's got that small little backpack that all the girls carry through Disney. And she's with him, walking around with him. They weren't holding hands or anything. But if you watch the video of him that day, it is very odd that he did not put her in the video. He purposely omitted the audio and talked over that section of the video, which he doesn't normally do from what I've seen. And I've been watching him for a few years now. So the controversy became, who is the girl? Where's this girl from? And someone spotted her and knew who she was. And to link it back to the first controversy, she's an OnlyFans girl. I don't think anybody's denying it anymore. So I'm saying it on this channel. So if anybody wants to come on here and battle me and tell me that she isn't, I have an actual name of who she is. So I haven't looked it up, but I've had several sources confirm that that name is the correct name of who she is. And yeah, she does some pretty risque content on OnlyFans, but she also loves Disney. So she's dressed up in her Disney outfits also on her Instagram. So again, not terrible. You're with a girl, you're walking through. Here's where the controversies mix. He then comes out and states that they're stalking me and they're filming me. Well, dude, you know what? You're at a public place. You're in a public area. You're well known to be in that public area. Why are you surprised people are filming you? That's number 1. Number 2, he then proceeded to put in the comments that it shouldn't matter whether she's an escort. You wouldn't be surprised who you know who does OnlyFans or has an OnlyFans account, paraphrasing this, and you shouldn't judge people off of that. Okay, look, here's the thing. Did you meet her on OnlyFans? Or is this somebody you knew and you just happen to be taking out and she happens to be doing that? Because you are a celebrity. You're going to be watched. People around you are going to be watched. If you wanted the private position of this, you don't take her to a theme park, especially one of the most popular theme parks in the world. What were you thinking was actually going to happen? You don't understand. Now, he definitely needs a PR person because this is how I would have approached this. Number 1, she's a friend. I was in the park with her. I'm not completely familiar with what she does as a profession, but we were having an enjoyable time. That's it. That's where you end it. If the internet sleuths want to find out who she is and why she was actually there, they can go ahead and do it, but you don't actually address that. If, big if, you just simply paid for her time for her to be there, then yeah, I got a big problem with that. So here's the anger portion of this show, folks. Don't pay to simply have a girl there. Okay? Because this just emboldens them to just keep doing what they do. And a lot of them, and not all women, but a lot of the women, especially on OnlyFans, are just there for the money. They're there to roll you. And by you simply going in and keep paying for it, I can't really blame them. I mean, it's their hustle. It's their job. They're trying to do their job, and if they get a paycheck out of it, they're going to keep going. But if the paychecks stop, then essentially they have to find something else. So how do you stop the paychecks? Well, you tell the guys, stop doing it. Why are you doing it? Do you really need it? You're a Central Florida celebrity. You, yes, are slightly awkward in situations involving talking with women and such, but you have a lot of friends. Bring a wingman, go meet women in a real life situation, and go from there. It's not hard. Now, there is his side of the story, which is shouldn't worry about it, shouldn't film me, which is a horrible way to look at it because you're filming yourself all the time. You're a celebrity, you're filming yourself all the time. If you want to simply come out and explain who the girl is and what she's doing there, the whole thing goes away. If you simply want to state she's just a friend and we're just hanging out, it goes away real quickly. The problem is you coming out saying you shouldn't be watching me or caring about me, even though I'm a celebrity and I want you to watch me every night and care about me. That's the problem with this whole situation. And so I say to people, if you want to go date a celebrity, even if it's a local celebrity, like you want to go date the weatherman on channel 2, you got to understand he's going to go out to dinner with someone and they may get spotted and there may be pictures. So you have to kind of like get into the, oh, okay, do I want to go into this? Now, I'm not saying all the time this is going to happen because I guarantee you no one's taking pictures of that weatherman. No one's taking pictures of me. So it doesn't really matter for me either. But to celebrities or pseudo celebrities, I think you need a better approach to this kind of stuff. So if you see a YouTube celebrity, if you want to talk to a YouTube celebrity, here's my advice. Get a game plan for if you're seen, because more than likely you're going to be seen. Figure out what you want to do, what you want to say. Make sure they know what to say and what to do. And then go with it. Nothing wrong with dating an internet celebrity or anything. Make sure it's a genuine connection. Make sure it's not one party using the other party for something. And then you're good. It's not hard. But don't attack the audience who are simply going, what's really going on here? Is there anything sinister? Because a lot of these, especially lifestyle YouTubers who basically just film their life and put it on there and you get to watch what they do and how they do it. They put out some squeaky clean images. You don't think these are the people that have the weird dark pasts, but a lot of them do. A lot of them have some weird stuff going on. And some will tell you. Some will come out and tell you. Great example is Gary from Nerdrotic. He has a book coming out on his life. He will openly tell you he went through jail in California. What he did, what was he caught for, the years he did in there. He'll explain the stories. So there are some people who are just real people, I like to think myself, I'm real. Like you want to ask me a question about anything, I'm going to give you the story on it. But there are some people who put that wholesome image out there, and I think Adam's one of them. And now he's trying to push back on everybody and say, "Don't look at me." And it's like that's your whole deal. That's your whole life is to look at you. So Don't take it out on us, the people who watch you. Just simply say, hey, I was having a fun date. I was in the parks. Somebody took some photos of me. No big deal. She's of age. And we move on from this whole thing. Or attack the fans, which gives other people like me, troll patrol, throwing your name out there, buddy, uh, gives us content to just talk about and put out there and, you know, say how ridiculous all of this looks for you. So, yeah, good luck if you're dating any internet personalities. Um, some of them are really great people. I've met a few. Some of them are really, really great people, and then some of them are douches. It's the same thing in real life. If you go to a event or bar or concert or something, you're gonna meet people, and some of them are really nice people, and some of them are real douche canoes. Yeah, that's life. You know, you go through a couple, you get angry, and then you figure out what you really want in life. So, all right, I'm going to wrap this up. It's just about an hour. I want to thank everyone for watching. Sorry about the little hiccup in the beginning of the show. We've got audio fixed. We're good to go. Like I said, next Thursday, the 12th, I'll be returning on the Two Men in a Room show, but I'll be here every Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time to talk about all the stuff that makes us angry and gets us informed. I am the angriest man in Orlando. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a great week. And as always, stay angry.